Yeah. Matter of fact, just pull up to the bank. Switch that wish y'all niggas rank. Then I gotta call up on the. Yeah. Matter of fact, just pull up to the bank. Switch that what y'all niggas think. Don't care what you. 380. What it do, hitter? Hey. Man, I got everything that I pray for. I'm at a point I don't settle cause I made more. You ain't my partner, then the verse you gon' pay for. I'm about green, that's what they throw shade for. New bass say she born, no made for. Long gas that cookie mine like a claymore. I never love that's toxic for the main core. I'm about a meal, making room for the main course. You do wrong, then it's best that you chastise. New whip out the shop, been baptized. I'm my own fan, I don't need a mascot. Next contract, that Prescott. Niggas still talking bags without groceries. Niggas still talking Shaq without Kobe. But my profit be boosting without boasting. But my pockets full of bread without loafing. You can't put me in the box, just a chair side. But my chips stay wet, this a damn ride. Dark night, but a jury like a lamp light. Certified.
What up, YouTube, man? Hey, it is your boy ENC, and we are doing a different type of reaction today. I came across this video titled 10 Reasons to Move. Wait, 10 reasons to move or not move? Whoa. Hold up. Hold on. That's not the right video. I apologize. Let's find it. It's supposed to be 10 reasons not to move to Seattle. See, he's fucking up my shit, man.
Welcome to my channel.
No, stop.
Today we have...
I'm not trying to be on your channel. Damn it. Oh, there it is. All right. This is the video I ran into. It's 10 reasons not to move to Seattle. So the reason I'm doing this is because I kind of want to see how true it is. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'll tell y'all 100% if this is true or not. And it's going to be, I don't know. It's just going to be kind of interesting to see what
for just
people,
$67.
To see what people think about the city who actually live here as well. So yeah, let's take a look and let's see.
You can
my ass
make as many videos as you want, and you never need to pick up a camera or use any.
Let's see.
But you really do have to earn those nice summer days.
Whoa. What the fuck? Hold up. Let's go. There we go. Alright, here we go.
Welcome to my channel. I'm Chris, and today we're going to go over reasons to not move to Seattle. I live and work in downtown Seattle and want to share some things you need to know about the city before moving or visiting. So before you pack your bags and move, here are the top 10 reasons to not move to Seattle. Number 1, the homeless crisis.
Alright, before we even get into this, I had a feeling he was going to start with this. Alright, I'll admit, the homeless issue in Seattle is pretty fucking bad. It is pretty bad. It's pretty bad, so I'm not surprised. They got whole blocks. Like there's this one street. It's on they call 3rd Street. It is nothing but like homeless, and yeah, it's bad.
The Seattle area is the 15th largest metro in the US, but has the 3rd highest homeless population in the nation. It's only beat out by the New York and Los Angeles metros, so Seattle is near the lead of the pack, but not in a good way.
Well, shit. I told you, it's bad.
Homeless in Seattle are very noticeable, and ever since the start of the pandemic, it's only gotten worse. Shelters had to reduce their capacity due to COVID restrictions, which has forced more homeless onto the streets.
Yeah, if y'all didn't know, I'm sure a lot of y'all did know, I think like Seattle was one of the first cities to get COVID. Like it was really fucking bad. It was one of the first cities in the country to get COVID, and it was absolutely horrible. It was, so that was,
Also has an effect on life in Seattle. For example, Pioneer Square, which is an otherwise very beautiful neighborhood, is notorious for having a high homeless population. There are also many historical and beautiful areas that I would honestly never visit after dark just because of what it's like.
So I actually got robbed at gunpoint in Seattle a couple years ago at night. Like it's not, it's...
Couple areas that I would honestly never visit after dark just because of what it's like. Additionally, many locals, including myself, avoid 3rd Avenue when possible. Today,
Told you. 3rd Avenue is a shithole. It is an absolute shithole. You do not go down 3rd Avenue if you can avoid it. Even if you can't avoid it, you figure out how not to go down 3rd Avenue. It's an absolute fucking shithole. It stinks. You can't walk anywhere because there's trash and little shit on the ground. Little shit is on the ground. I promise you, it's disgusting.
Additionally, many locals, including myself, avoid 3rd Avenue when possible.
Yeah.
Today, 3rd Avenue is notorious for hosting drug dealers and poor addicts who can't shake their addiction. Even during the day, it doesn't feel completely safe and can often smell like urine.
Yep.
Otherwise, many locals complain about the Seattle courthouse and some areas around Little Saigon.
Okay, I'm gonna have to call. Okay, you can't bring the court up because I think every city has a courtroom, right? You always got homeless people around the courtroom in like the prisons and shit like that. So that's not. I don't care about that. That's normal.
Otherwise, many locals complain about the Seattle courthouse and some areas around Little Saigon. The police did recently clear up a section of Little Saigon on 12th and Jackson, but honestly, they're really just playing
That's fucking insane.
a game of whack-a-mole. They might have dispersed the homeless, but all they really did is send them to another part of the city.
That is so true because you can move them away from one block and put them somewhere else, but all you've done is move the problem. You haven't fixed the issue. And that's not just a Seattle thing. That's damn near every city in the country has a homeless. I mean, if you got, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of most of your major cities got homeless issues. And it's hard to fix, man. You've got to put them somewhere. I mean, shit.
That being said, we really don't have a clear plan for helping the homeless get off the streets, and we don't have a plan for helping those struggling with drug addictions. And it doesn't look like the city will be doing anything about it anytime soon.
No, they're not.
Number 2, rising crime. Compared to most cities, Seattle...
That's bullshit, because Seattle's actually not that dangerous. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Number 2,
It's
rising
safe.
crime. Compared to most cities, Seattle doesn't actually have that much crime. However...
Alright, cool. I was about to... What the hell? Yeah, I'm about to say, it's not a dangerous city. So that makes... I can agree with what he said. I'll agree with that.
rising crime.
But that's not like a reason to not move to Seattle. I get the homeless thing. That could be... I mean, even that's not a reason because every major city right now has a homeless problem. New York, Chicago, Detroit, LA, Baltimore, Miami, they all got homeless problems. So that's not that's bullshit to me. That's not a reason to not move here. Rise in crime. Our crime is not bad. Like he just said it. It's not bad. That's not a reason to not move here. That's bullshit. Now you're just making my city look bad.
Compared to most cities, Seattle doesn't actually have that much crime. However, Seattle does have a concerning uptick in violent crime these past couple years. 2021 alone had the highest rate of violent crime within the past 14 years. To put things in perspective, 5 years ago, in 2017, there were 43,000 total crimes committed in Seattle. Flash forward to 2021, there were 47,600 total crimes committed.
Alright, y'all gotta tell me, I don't know if that's a lot or not. I mean, if Seattle is like the 15th largest city in the nation, 47,000, I mean, crime is bad, but is that really a lot? Like, let's be honest. So, like, I don't know. Like, tell me what's y'all's numbers in y'all cities. So, in fact, wherever you're from, drop your city down in the comment below. And if you know the crime rate, let me know. Because I want to know. Because I don't know if this is good or bad. So, I really can't comment on that.
Among these stats, we also see a 20% increase in violent crime since 2017. Of course,
You say 20%?
among these stats, we also see a 20% increase in violent crime since 2017. Of course, statistics never
Yes, I guess. I didn't know Seattle was like that. I didn't know it was like that. I knew like LA, New York, and Baltimore, and Chicago and Detroit was like that, but I didn't know Seattle was getting up there like that. I don't know how true that is.
tell the full story. If you want to check for yourself, you can find the City of Seattle's crime report.
Now I feel like he's just talking to me, asshole. I said, I don't know if I believe it. And he goes, if you want to check for yourself, it's kind of rude, man.
Statistics never tell the full story. If you want to check for yourself, you can find the City of Seattle's crime report. Otherwise, neighborhoods with the most total crime include the downtown area, Queen Anne, Capitol Hill, and
Queen Anne and Capitol Hill. I can see Queen Anne. I can see that. I can see Queen Anne, I guess. Capitol Hill, really? I'm kind of shocked because I like Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill is hella fun. It looks like Northgate is right, got robbed at gunpoint, so I do believe that. I believe that. Mind my own business. Getting robbed.
Neighborhoods with the most total crime include the downtown area, Queen Anne, Capitol Hill, and Northgate.
Absolutely.
The first three neighborhoods make sense as they do have high populations.
They make no fucking sense. No. Okay, but you gotta tell me, what do you constitute as a violent crime? Because there are a lot of bars down there. I mean, you can get bar fights, but I'm talking about violent crime like major assault and batteries and like stabbings and stuff like that. Because I don't know if you got those in Queen Anne and Capitol Hill like that. I mean,
Capitol Hill
not on that level.
And Northgate. The first three neighborhoods make sense as they do have high populations, although I'm not sure why Northgate has so much crime. It's very residential, but I guess it also has a large area, so that could be why.
Wrong. Wrong. That's why I got robbed. You gonna tell me it's just residential? Get the fuck out of here. That shit ain't residential. That shit is ghetto as hell. Oh shit. Dude, I'm freaking jumping. My foot touched the headphone cord and I'm jumping like a... Yeah. Maybe that might be why, because I'm jumping from cords. I probably did get robbed in a freaking residential neighborhood. Let's just skip that.
Much crime?
That's embarrassing if that's... I thought it was different. I thought, man, whatever. Y'all, you know what? Y'all can shut the fuck up.
It's very residential, but I guess it also has a large area, so that could be why. Outside of statistics, if you're visiting the area, I really don't recommend walking along 3rd Avenue. 3rd Avenue is notorious for having drug dealers.
We're 2 minutes in, almost 3, and they mentioned 3rd Avenue twice. I'm telling you, you don't know. Fuck no. That's 3rd Avenue.
And crime. In 2021 alone, 19 businesses along 3rd Avenue had to close down.
Yeah.
This was mostly due to break-ins, and businesses can't keep running if they have to constantly cover the costs of break-ins. Also, from personal experience, even if I have to go out of my way, I'll avoid 3rd Avenue. So if you want to visit Seattle, you might want to avoid the street, unless if you want to become another story in the news.
Boom. Told you.
Number 3. The rising cost of living. If you live in pretty much any big city along the West Coast, you know it can get expensive. You pay a premium for living in some of the most beautiful areas in the country.
I do gotta agree with him with that. I'm from LA. I've lived in LA. I've lived in Sacramento. I've lived in Seattle. You pay to live on the West. You pay for where you're at on the West Coast. It is that simple. You're paying to be on the West Coast. I mean, you got mountains and up Pacific Northwest and Seattle, you got mountains and evergreen trees and you got the beaches and you got orca whales and dolphins and literally swimming right there in like around the Puget Sound area, like right there. Like you pay for that. I mean, then you go down to LA and you got palm trees and beaches, like in great weather, like you're paying for that. In Sacramento, you have 120 degrees for no goddamn reason, and it's palm trees. It's like Palm Springs, I guess. I don't fucking know. Sacramento's different. Like San Francisco, very nice city. The beaches are there. It's just you're paying for where you're living. So I can understand that. It's like New York City. You're paying to be in New York City, right? That's what you're paying for.
You know it can get expensive. You pay a premium for living in some of the most beautiful areas in the country.
I mean, look at this shit. For y'all that haven't seen it yet, look at this. That's the beach right there. Like, you pay for that, man. You pay for that, and I love it.
Main issue, though, is the rate that costs have gone up in Seattle specifically.
That is true. Like a 1-bedroom apartment, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment over here, you can be paying $1,700 and it's like fucking 400 or 500 square feet. Your 2-bedroom apartments, you're looking at like 23 to 25, and your 3 bedrooms are you're up in like close to 3,000. Those are like a fucking apartments. Houses, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house out here you're looking at is probably around $2,000. Like it's kind of stupid.
The main issue, though, is the rate that costs have gone up in Seattle specifically. While not as expensive as places like San Francisco, Seattle still has very expensive housing, with the mean price of housing at almost $800,000. But also renting
For y'all that don't know what that means, like, the mean means average. I know some of y'all that might not know that. Mean means average. The average cost of a house in Seattle is $800,000. $800,000 is your average. That's not the highest. That ain't the lowest. That is your average. Meaning if you want to live in an average house, an average house, you're looking at paying $800,000, close to $1 million. You're basically almost paying $1 million for an average house. Think about that. $800,000 for your average fucking Joe Blow house and you drive down the street. That's fucking insane.
With the mean price of housing at almost $800,000. But also, renting can be expensive, with the average apartment costing about $2,100 per month.
Average apartment is $2,197 a month. An apartment. That's the average. That's the average. That means wherever you go in the Seattle area, that's probably what you're looking at paying for an apartment. Like, so minimum wage in Seattle is $15 an hour. I'm gonna show you something. $15 an hour times say 40. Let's say 40 hours a week is $600 a week times 4. Your paycheck before taxes are even taken out. I mean, your paycheck, your monthly, the amount you make in a month before taxes is $2,400. If you make minimum wage, you have to. The average rent is $21.97. Okay, your monthly before taxes is $24. That leaves you $203 left to do anything with. Utilities, cable, internet, gas, grocery shopping, child support if you have to pay it, daycare if you gotta pay that, cell phone bill, like with $203. It's screwed up. It is beyond screwed up. And I know many cities have this issue. We're just focusing on Seattle for this reaction, but that's the reality of it. I know so many people that would love to move to Seattle. So many would love to move to Seattle. You get all 4 seasons, you get snow in the wintertime, and you get 90-degree weather and beaches in the summertime. Your spring is like 65 degrees. Your fall is like about the same. You get the change in leaves. You can ski, you can snowboard, you can go to the beach, you can wakeboard, you can hike, you can camp. There's an amusement park, like there's the Seattle Seahawks, the Seattle Mariners, like the Seattle Sounders. There's stuff to do here. There's a lot of shit to do here. But you can't come here expecting to make minimum wage and actually have a living. Not when this average is $21.97 for rent.
But also, renting can be expensive, with the average apartment costing about $2,100 per month, up from around $1,000 per month in 2010.
In 2010, that's how much it jumped.
Costing about $2,100 per month, up from around $1,000 per month in 2010.
Wow.
Also, don't forget Seattle's 10% sales tax.
Yeah. Oh yeah, add 10% for sales tax. For y'all that don't understand how that works, that's a lot. 10% is a lot. Now, it's not the highest, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
$1,000 per month in 2010. Also, don't forget Seattle's 10% sales tax. To put things in perspective, Seattle is 31% more expensive than America's 3rd largest city, Chicago.
Seattle is number 15, size-wise. Chicago is the 3rd largest city, I think he just said. But it costs 31% more money to live in Seattle than Chicago. People want to come to Seattle. They just can't afford it. And I get it. Excuse me.
Perspective, Seattle is 31% more expensive than America's 3rd largest city, Chicago.
Insane.
But at least we don't have an income tax.
Nice.
But also, if you want to move here, you might want to consider the cost of living before making that move. Number 4, the big one. If you don't know, Seattle is due for a large earthquake. Dubbed the Big One, this is an
the entire West Coast is due for a humongous earthquake. Like, this ain't one that will, like, destroy Seattle, destroy Portland, destroy San Francisco, and destroy LA. Like, fuck your shit up. They've been predicting this for a couple years now, but it's supposed to be pretty bad.
If you don't know, Seattle is due for a large earthquake. Dubbed the Big One, this is an earthquake that has been covered in many other videos in the past, and all these videos paint a scary picture of destruction and several really bad months or years after.
Like, it's not like an if it was going to happen or hypothetically if it happened. It is, like, it's going to happen. It's when is it going to happen. Think about that. This devastating earthquake, it's not a it might happen or hypothetically if it happens or if it will happen, and when will it happen? That's the only variable we don't know. We know what's going to happen. We don't know when, and that is a serious fucking problem. Like a serious fucking problem. Like, it's a fatty of an earthquake they're expecting.
Afterwards.
And when that tension is released, the resulting earthquake is likely to be as large as a magnitude 9.
This earthquake.
Whoo! All right, let me explain something to you. A magnitude 9. For all y'all that don't know earthquakes, my sister, she was born early, and she was born a month early. And the reason she was born a month early is because the 1980, we were living in LA at the time, and there was an earthquake in San Francisco. It was like a 7 something on the Richter scale for earthquake. It felt so hard in LA, it pushed my sister out a month early. That's a 7. They're talking a fucking 9. And by the way, San Francisco from LA is like 6-hour drive. Speeding. Like, it's far. It ain't close. And it caused serious damage.
The resulting earthquake is likely to be as large as a magnitude 9.
This earthquake, at its worst, could be a magnitude 9, which can end up destroying many of the bridges and buildings in Seattle. Since the 1980s, we've gotten better at designing earthquake-proof buildings, but when most of the city was built before the 80s, that does little to convince me that everything will be fine when it does happen.
I didn't even think about that. All the buildings, because cities are typically old. Your big cities are typically older. So when all the newer buildings might be earthquake proof, but or earthquake resistant. I don't think nothing's really proof. All the older ones are coming down.
So if you're planning on living long term here, you might want to prepare for the big one. Number 5, gloomy weather.
Alright, this is a popular one. I know so many people that keep trying to tell me that it always rains in Seattle and it's always gloomy and shit. First of all, let's get one thing straight. It is not always gloomy in Seattle. It is gloomy probably from October to probably February is when it's the gloomiest. And it's the winter months. It's the fall and winter months. And it is gloomy. And I'll be honest, before I even start with this guy, because I know exactly what he's probably going to say, it does rain pretty much from October to February. It probably rains 5 of the 7 days a week. Maybe 6 out of the 7 days a week. It does rain a shit ton. Those stereotypes aren't wrong. Like, it rains a shit ton to the point where, like you're like, for at least for guys, that your winter and fall fit is like waterproof boots, jeans, and like a long sleeve shirt and like, shit like with a raincoat and umbrella. Like, everyone got an umbrella. Like, everyone has some sort of raincoat or a leather coat, like, and some boots because it rains a fuck ton. And beanies, you wear a beanie. That's Seattle style. Beanies, boots, jeans, leather jackets. Like, that's literally that is Seattle. That is how they dress. Y'all heard of Macklemore? Look at Macklemore. That's, with the hair flopped over. That's Seattle for you, man. Now let's see what lies this guy gonna talk about.
One of the first things people learn about Seattle is that it has gloomy weather. While it definitely isn't as bad as people say.
Alright, cool. I said the same thing. It's not as bad as everyone makes it seem like. Our summers are beautiful. I just showed you outside.
Can get pretty gloomy here during the winter months. If you're working or in school, you could potentially go weeks without ever seeing the sun.
Okay, that is true. A lot of people don't realize that, but a lot of people don't. Wintertime, you can go a long time and not see the sun. Now, I'm not saying it's blackout like it is in Alaska, but like the cloud coverage is so bad, you really cannot see the sun. Like, you can't, like, by the time it gets like 4 p.m., it's pitch black outside. It's yeah, that's not a lie. A lot of people don't. I didn't really think about that until now. Yeah, because you get used to it. Like, it is what it is.
Months. If you're working or in school, you could potentially go weeks without ever seeing the sun. Seattle is one of those few places where pretty much everyone actually has to take vitamin D to stay healthy.
That's true. Think about that. You actually, doctors here recommend taking vitamin D when you live in Seattle in the wintertime, because there's not enough sun. But it's not that bad. I mean, but this is probably, yeah. Okay, it is that bad. We got all 4 seasons though. We got summer, we got sunshine in the summertime. We got beautiful springs with rain, obviously. Wintertime, you have snow. 100%. Yeah, we got snow for wintertime. And fall, you got the orange, red, and brown, yellow leaves. Hey, Halloween out here. So let me tell you, Mackie and Sid, I know y'all gonna love this. The Halloweens out here are legit. Like pumpkins and all that, like they grow them out here. Legitimately grow them out here. Like everything outside, it's like orange, red, brown, and yellow. The leaves change. The leaves are all over the ground. They look hella pretty. It's just really cool, man. Y'all need to move to Seattle, man. Move out. Fuck what he's saying. Move out.
Expect to see 3 fully sunny days per month from December through February. So unless if you don't
I said October to February. He said December. All right.
mind the gloom or you're a vampire, then Seattle might.
That's right. Twilight. Perfect. Twilight was based out of Forks up in Washington.
Not be the place for you. Although to be fair, summers in Seattle are absolutely beautiful, but you really do have to earn those nice summer days.
I'm gonna tell you, the summers, and like I said, I've lived in Florida, I've lived in California, I've lived in New Mexico, I've lived in Virginia, and obviously lived in Washington, in Alabama. I don't know if it's that bad, but I also lived in Alabama. The summers here in Seattle are by far my favorite. Like, a lot of places, like, people say they love Florida, and I get it. The beaches. They love California and LA because the amusement parks and the beaches. But it gets like 95 degrees. It will get to 95. And the water will be like 65, maybe 68 degrees, which feels great when it's that hot. And it's just clear. There's never a cloud in the sky. You have a nice little breeze. You can smell the ocean, man. It's gorgeous. I love the summers in Seattle. The winters fucking suck because it's very wet and cold. It's like bone chilling cold in the wintertime. It's cold as shit. It's wet cold.
To be fair, summers in Seattle are absolutely beautiful, but you really do have to earn those nice summer days.
And by the way, those beautiful days in Seattle are only there like for maybe a month and a half. That's it. We did not even break 70 degrees during the summer for a 3-day stretch until middle of June. Middle of June, actually, we would have multiple days of 70-degree weather. And then it dropped to 60s. And then we went back up, and now we're at like the 80s and 90s right now. But it's going to cool down again middle of September. So we get, maybe 2 months. You pay for it.
Fair, summers in Seattle are absolutely beautiful, but you really do have to earn those nice summer days.
Yeah. Look at that, it's beautiful.
Number 6.
What the hell? No! This dude got ads and shit. Well, they got fucked up. Boom!
Number 6. Horrible drivers. I'm sure most cities claim...
Yeah, Seattle, they can't fucking drive for shit. This is the only city I've been in where you merge onto the freeway. Like, you merge onto the freeway on that on-ramp. The people will stop. They will be at a full-blown stop. to wait to get in. No. Or they'll slow down. Well, you know you're supposed to speed up to the flow of traffic when you merge in? These motherfuckers will slow down and almost damn near cause accidents. Oh, yeah. 100%. They are the worst drivers in the world. They are horrible. It's borderline annoying.
Number 6, horrible drivers.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I'm sure most cities claim to have the worst drivers, but Seattle driving really is something else. Seattle has horrible drivers, and honestly, half the time, you can't even blame them. The topography of Seattle is steep, and there are so many curves and turns that even as a resident, I could find it hard to drive around the city.
Bullshit. Because if you live in Seattle long enough, you're gonna adapt to learning how to drive in Seattle. You move anywhere, you're gonna adapt to that environment. You're telling me that, okay, if you're living here for more than a year and you still don't know how to drive in Seattle, there's something else going on. You just shouldn't be driving, because it does not take that long. It should not take you a year to figure out how to learn to drive in Seattle or drive in any city. You can put me in fucking New York in a year. I've been driving like that. You'll be doing it just fine.
There are so many curves and turns that even as a resident, I could find it hard to drive around the city.
Then why not San Francisco? San Francisco has way more hills and all that shit than Seattle does. But apparently they don't have that rap.
Because many residents of Seattle weren't actually born and raised in the city, it could be pretty easy to get lost, and many drivers make a lot of dumb moves as a result. Also,
that is true. Because it is very easy to get lost in Seattle. Yes, Seattle's a grid, but it's weird. Like, it's fucking weird. Because they have, like, underground streets and shit like that when you start getting to Pikes Market area, and they're not labeled on your GPS. It's really fucking weird. But yeah, that's true. And then people do some they're just stupid.
City, it could be pretty easy to get lost, and many drivers make a lot of dumb moves as a result. Also, for a city that gets a lot of rain and occasional snow,
That happens all the time. Occasionally, we've had snow every fucking year. Every year I've been here, and I've been here for 9 years. I moved here in 2013. It's 9 years, 10 years next year. There has been snow every fucking year, to the point where there's power outages, and I've not been able to get to work before I was in the fire service. So that's a load of crap. It might not be as bad as Chicago or like Detroit or New York or Buffalo or Baltimore, or Alaska. We get snow. Don't act like we don't.
Dumb moves as a result. Also, for a city that gets a lot of rain and occasional snow, many drivers act like they can't even drive in either.
Yes, and I will 100% agree to that. For a city that rains so goddamn much, no one can drive in the rain here. No one. People act like they ain't never seen rain. They live here. And it rains like fucking majority of the year. It blows my mind. I can get the snow because we'll only get like one huge snow a year. And other than that, we'll get some snow, but it doesn't stick. So I can understand that because you really don't get much practice in it. But rain, first of all, rain, you can't really slide on rain. It's not ice. It's just people I don't know. I mean, flick your blinkers on. Let it stop. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It's a lot of rain and occasional snow. Many drivers act like they can't even drive in either. Although if you want to get a laugh, go ahead and look up some videos of people slipping on the snow on one of our mountain passes.
Just type into YouTube, Seattle drivers in snow, and you're going to die laughing. We can't drive in the snow. I can't drive. I can't. I don't know how to drive in the snow, and I fuck it up all the time. Like, I'm telling you, we can't drive in the snow out here. We get snow, we just can't drive in it.
If you want to get a laugh, go ahead and look up some videos of people slipping on the snow on one of our mountain passes. It's actually kind of funny to see.
That's in
but
downtown.
Overall, if you want to move here and plan on driving, one word of advice, please do not slam on your brakes while driving uphill in the snow.
Yeah, first of all, uphill. You should not be going uphill when it's snowing, especially not around here, because you will have the ice sheet. Second of all, you don't slam on the brakes, period, in snow. You have to pump on the brakes so you get the traction on it. And 3, if you just look at the car in front of you, if it's kicking up shit, it means it's either snow or it's rain. if it looks like there's stuff on the ground and it's not kicking up shit, that is ice. Slow the fuck down and don't slam on your brakes. I mean, I feel like that's basic knowledge, but I don't know. And for God's sakes, everyone, y'all, if you move here, you got to get an all-wheel drive vehicle. It's so annoying to watch these people buy these trucks that are front-wheel drive, and they're not from Washington. But I've talked to a couple people where they said they bought a truck just to move to Washington, and they buy a front-wheel drive truck. First of all, yes, that front-wheel drive is technically better in the snow, but if you're buying, my opinion, if I'm buying a truck, like I had a truck, it has to be all-wheel drive. It's like buying a Jeep that's a two-wheel drive Jeep. It's not really a Jeep at that point. It's just a car. It's not, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, certain vehicles have to have all-wheel drive. Like, I don't even think they make a Wrangler not all-wheel drive. Like, it's just certain vehicles. I don't know. That's just me.
Advice, please do not slam on your brakes while driving uphill in the snow.
God.
Just don't do it. Number 7, drug issues.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. We have a major drug problem up here. Like, serious drug problem. It's bad.
No secret that Seattle has a problem with meth. Hard drugs have been a problem for big cities for many years now, and Seattle is no exception. And with drugs comes many problems like more crime and increased mental health issues for those struggling with addiction. Right now, we don't really have any viable solutions, so in the meantime, don't be surprised if you visit Seattle and see a couple of people under the influence. One of my biggest...
Literally, just like walking down the street, they'll be tweaking out. Or you will see them in their like on the side of the street shooting heroin. On 3rd Street, which is what this street is right here. Don't go to 3rd.
Fears when I'm showing family or friends around the city who don't live here is having the day ruined by getting yelled at by someone who's high on meth. It's just...
Oh, and they're violent too. They won't just... Sometimes a lot of places don't just yell at you. Over here, they will chase you down. And they will literally chase you down, put hands on you. They're violent as shit on 3rd Street. Don't go down 3rd Street. I'm going to keep saying this shit so y'all get it.
Just not a fun experience, and so far, like many things, the city doesn't really have any solutions for it. Number 8, lack of nightlife.
What? That's bullshit. Seattle has a poppin' now. Y'all tripping. This is straight bullshit. Seattle has a fire nightlife. Clubs, bars, like everything. There's huge ass concert venues all the damn time. Like literally, when like the Seahawks are playing, let's just use that. We would go before the game, if it's like a 7 o'clock game, 7 p.m. game, before the game, bar hopping, have some drinks, go to the game, eat food at the game's over at 10, and then go downtown, and we could be down there until 1:32 in the morning. It's a popping. I don't know what man, you must not go out, man, because I can take you some spots in Seattle where the nightlife is, man, you just ain't going to the right spots, I promise you.
Have any solutions for it? Number 8. Lack of nightlife.
Fuck out of here.
When you think of nightlife, do you think of Seattle? Probably not, and for good reason.
Well, maybe not like a top 5, because top 5, I'm going LA, New York, Miami, Chicago, I guess. That doesn't really pop up in my head. But those are the main 3 I'm thinking of. San Francisco, 4. I mean... I put Seattle on the same line like Phoenix and Chicago and Denver. I mean, you're tripping.
If you come to Seattle, don't expect the same nightlife as in other big cities like New York, LA, or Miami.
I just said the same thing. I literally just said it's not going to be the same as that. Those are different type of cities. I literally just said that, so I don't care. You can roast that all day long, but I just said
expect the same nightlife as in other big cities like New York, LA, or Miami. There is some nightlife here, but it can't really compare to other big cities around the US. Although we do have Capitol Hill, which is a fun place and probably the best spot in Seattle for that nightlife, but
I said that earlier when you were trying to say there's not a crime in Capitol Hill. I'm like, that's bullshit because Capitol Hill is great. I like Capitol Hill.
But if you're not careful, you could end up spending your night at the club getting gaslit by a tech bro. So unless that's your idea of a fun night, then you might want to avoid...
No, he's just playing out the fact that there's a... Fuck yeah, the Yankees lost. They're just playing off the fact that there's a lot of tech industry here, and there's a bunch of nerds around. That ain't true. Like, get the fuck out. No.
Gaslit by a tech bro. So unless that's your idea of a fun night, then you might want to avoid Seattle. Number 9, the politics. While we all already know that politicians are corrupt and they'll only follow the orders of those giving them the most money, one of the worst parts of the politics of Seattle are the people complaining about the politics of Seattle and the people complaining about the people complaining, which might be me. Some true and honest discourse, and those looking for real change was great, and that's exactly what we need. But most of the time, when people talk politics, it's often to say a bunch of generalizations and accuse the other side of being horrible people. Check any Seattle subreddit or any news article posted on Facebook, and you'll see my point. I'm not going to take any sides here, but we all could probably just work together instead of whatever you call every Facebook comment section. Number 10. California. This is bad for 2 reasons.
Stop. Yeah, you're not going to be able to compete with California. That's LA, by the way. No, that's Seattle. I'm sorry. You cannot compete. Wait, is that LA or Seattle? It looks very... That is LA. That's LA. You can't compete. You just... Seattle's not going to compete with LA. With the only city in California you can compete with is maybe San Francisco. That is about it. And I don't even think it's San Francisco, in my opinion, is gonna. I think it's gonna beat out Seattle. And I love Seattle, but San Francisco is gonna beat it out. There's not a single city out of the big 3, L.A., San Diego, or San Francisco. Seattle's not beating any of those. The next big city it might be able to beat. It'll be Sacramento. Well, yeah, San Jose. I don't know. I've never gone out to San Jose, so I don't know. But it beats out Portland, I'll tell you that. Portland, I'm not a fan of Portland. Portland's fun, but it's not. I think Seattle's better.
For one, if you're from California and you just moved here,
you
tell no one. I've heard so many people hate on Californians, it's crazy.
Yeah, people in Seattle don't like people from California. And I'm from California, as you can see, right there. Right there. I'm from California. We don't. People in Washington, I'm seeing we now. I've been here for so long. People in Seattle do not like people from California. Nope. They don't like them. They hate them. They don't want them there. They think they're nothing but a bunch of money, and they're gonna come in with their bad driving too and fuck shit up. It's called the Seattle Freeze. People in Seattle, when you first move here, especially from one of those 2 states, Oregon and California, they're not. I don't really know. Maybe Portland, not so much Oregon. Portland, we don't like people from Portland. But anywhere in California, for the most part, in those cities over there, they will freeze you out. They won't talk to you. They just don't like you. It's kind of rude, actually. It was like that with me when I first moved up here. Until they realized who the fuck I am. I'm like, what the fuck? You tripping?
Tell no one. I've heard so many people hate on Californians, it's crazy. But also, if you're moving from California and you're buying a house here, please save some land for the rest of us.
Yeah, because people in California make a lot of them come here with a shit ton of money and they buy out everything because it's cheaper to live here than California. It's cheaper to live here than California. So people in California, it's like how people in California and Washington go and buy land in Texas. Because the Texas land and housing is dirt cheap. We buy a fuck ton of it. And we don't live there. We come back up here and go down in the summertime or wintertime. So it's the same.
But jokes aside, Californians are often blamed for the skyrocketing housing costs. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. What I do know is...
Because it's a big-ass sale, it's a big-ass city, and it's cheaper than California. That is why. There's stuff, there's sports, there's a nightlife, fuck what he said. It's a city, there's beaches, there's hiking, it has all the same stuff as California has. But it's a little cheaper to live here than California. So everyone's like, well, screw it. I'm going to stay on the West Coast, go to a city just like it here, and up to there. And then go to Seattle. And then everything skyrockets. And it's really fucking annoying because we can't live here. And then the people that actually are from Seattle, actually live in Seattle, have to move out.
Is that
and then it's called it Northern California again.
Seattle's one of the most beautiful places in the world. So honestly, could you blame anyone for wanting to live here?
Nope.
Plus, unlike California, we don't have to worry about rain.
True.
And that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's more than 10 reasons to not move
I
to Seattle,
fucked up.
but these were my top 10 things. It's very opinionated, but if you agreed with me, let me know. Also, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please.
Oh, I think those are the Amazon spheres. Those are dope. I want to go to them so bad. It's like a, it's like a sphere thing full of like different exotic plants. I think it's actually pretty cool from what I heard.
Like and subscribe and comment down below. I'd love to see positive comments or just those engaging with me.
All right, we don't. All right, thank you for your time, Chris. Seriously. But hey, why did I just say thank you for his time? It's not like he knows who the fuck I am. Oh shit, he gets 1.19. Okay. But anyways, so that was 10 reasons, top 10 reasons to not move to Seattle. I don't agree with all of it, but there was a lot that I did agree with. So I'm looking forward to all y'all moving to Seattle and come kick it with your boy. This was a 45-minute reaction to a nice last night with a song. Yeah. All right, whatever. I love y'all. Take care, and I'll catch y'all later.